Hello, everybody. My name is RyunnEldred, and I'd like to welcome you back to another wonderful episode of the RnRPodcast. I'm here as always with my co-host Razgriz the Boss Foss, and we'd like to welcome you guys on any of the podcast streaming services you have, whether it's Google Play, Spotify. We are now streaming on Pandora, so we got
Pandora. Wow.
Yep, Pandora. We're now on Pandora, which is great. You could also catch the video version of this where you can visually see both Roz and I in front of our beautiful RnRPodcast banner in the edited for YouTube format. Let's go ahead and start off with some spilling the tea, and we're going to do some small talk. Roz, how have you been since our last episode?
Hello, Ryunn. I am here in front of this horrible, horrible scene. Let's just look at this horrible scene here. We have the betrayal of this beautiful, beautiful guy and this wonderful, horrible, horrible person.
You son of a bitch. That I give you credit. I was not expecting that. I was not.
For those of you who are listening only, I do recommend watching the actual vidcast because you see the visual bits like that. Full transparency, we had talked about that. Not what I was actually going to play, but I had did a bit when we were doing an attempt earlier to record this. But I left it on this screen, and I was like, actually, you know what? Hey, cut it. Like, let's do this again. Let me get something ready, and chef's kiss.
That was very beautiful, because I was expecting some like Pompeii-esque stuff, and then I was very like thrown off by the PT hallway. And
I clicked on the wrong one.
I'm like sitting there expecting like a Lisa Trevor jump scare or something, and I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? And then he switched it back to the podcast, and I was like, I don't get this. What is he trying to do?
I still had the PT one up, and I forgot that I had clicked it by accident because it was the very next one back. But yeah, no, let me
God, it is so horrifying. See, like, okay,
this is a 14-minute video, and it downloaded like that. I can't stop the video behind me.
I want to like go into detail talking about how much we have both changed since this video, because this was my first year making videos, and look how young you are.
Yeah, well, I hate how much I'm like crying right now in the video, so I'm just gonna like block my head a little bit.
I know,
because truthfully, I still hate you for this, and I know it was my ex-girlfriend who had actually chosen the food items, but
yeah, I was gonna say your ex was the one that chose the anchovies.
Oh, I think right here it's not too bad. Hang on, let me go this way.
No, this was just the egg, and I think you were just disgusted at this point.
I was disgusted, yes, but this is before I started like really growing my facial hair.
But I think you're also just really grossed out with like the food texture. God, I don't know. I hate seeing pictures or videos of myself back then because I feel so fat. Look at like I was fucking. I feel skinnier now, but I don't know. Like seeing that and then seeing my shoulders, I'm getting that like body dysmorphia thing going on now. Thanks for that.
10 years ago, May 20th, 2016. It has been a decade since I did that video with you.
And it's still irritable, and it still pushes your buttons.
If you guys want to know what happens, you'll have to just watch the video. I'm not gonna say any more about that.
It's one of many videos where we get to slap each other for fun.
It was a different time of YouTube back then.
What the fuck?
To answer your other question about what's going on in my life, nothing has changed since we've done the last podcast. I had a week off. What's up?
Pause real quick. So I had Fallout 76 playing in the background.
Yes.
just because I was like building up caps. I chose to lay in the bed, right? Lay in my bed and have my character go to sleep. I just woke up in the back of a wagon in the middle of the woods, recreating the intro to Skyrim.
Are you're joking, right?
I am not joking at all. I'm let me open the Roxio real quick. Cause I gotta get proof of this.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna jump to the top of the wagon. Just so that way the picture I'm going to take. Do 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 do
Just share
do.
your screen of the Roxio.
Oh yeah, I can, huh?
Yeah.
Um, I love how this whole entire thing has became us just like green screening bits up and everything. What all do you see?
I see a dead person on a tractor, and I see the wagon.
So yeah, I legitimately this is the trail. It kind of even looks like the actual opening to Skyrim.
It does, yeah.
And I woke up in the back here with these guys.
The hell?
I have never once seen this interaction. What's at the end of the trail? Real quick, as you guys are watching me play a game through my game capture device. Oh my god, there's an actual thing down here. What's down here? What's down here? The visitor center. Yeah, it took me randomly over by Volt 96, which is weird. Because I was up here.
Fallout 76 Skyrim Easter egg. Skyrim Easter egg in Fallout 76.
Because you can't tell me that's not a reference to Skyrim.
Oh, that's definitely a reference to Skyrim.
I'm gonna see what happens if I lay back down in bed if it does it again. Because that was weird. I just like I saw the screen flash next to me and I looked over and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Did you
Like it's
drink the Nuka Shine blackout at
no,
all?
no. I literally
Because
just
somebody
laid
has
down
said
in the
that
hammock.
that is something that they've done. They've drank the Nuka Shine blackout, and that's one of the spots that you will wake up to.
I've drank in the blackout before, but I mean I was just laying in bed. God, that is the most watered down root beer I've ever had. So how have you been in the last week, David? We've gotten
Sorry,
so sidetracked.
I'm also on Reddit, and somebody this is the conversation that's happening on the thing. So you're finally awake. You were trying to leave the vault, right? Fell right into the Brotherhood ambush, same as us and that raider over there. Damn Minutemen. West Virginia was better off until you guys showed up. Brotherhood was nice and lazy. If it weren't for you, I could have stolen that power armor and been halfway to Mojave. We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, Raider. Hang on, I gotta get back to you. That was funny. Okay. Um, yeah, so circling back, I had just said it, but I'll say it again. Literally nothing has changed since me and you did the podcast on Thursday.
Was it this? I think I uploaded it when did I
Or
upload
Wednesday,
it?
because it was Katy was coming home.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Yeah, because it was uploaded on the 5th.
Yeah.
So almost 5 days ago. It was 4 days ago. I mean, you went and saw Spider-Man during this last 4 days, didn't you?
That was a week ago.
Was it a week ago?
Yeah, because I had saw it when it came out on the 31st.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, time. Dude, this week with like the jumping back into both school and work on the same day, I don't even feel like it's Sunday, dude. I feel like today should have been Friday.
Right.
Especially since this week I work technically only 2 days with clients, 1 day with staff. 2 days with clients, 2 days with staff. In one of the staff days, we literally did nothing but karaoke in the room. Well, I worked on
So
homework.
this upcoming week, I'm invited to go to the welcome back tomorrow.
Oh, your guys's is optional. Ours was the mandatory.
First day is, and this is the entire district shows up, and it's a professional development day. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we'd love for you guys to come visit or come to the thing as well. Make sure you sign up for the thing. You'll be paid, of course." But I'm like, I don't want to, so I'm not going to. My official start date on my contract is actually Tuesday though, and
See, I would go
that's where we'll
Monday.
show up for professional development at our site. And then basically from Tuesday on, I will be working every Monday through Friday. We don't have students until Thursday.
Nice. We got a bunch of new students this week, and I could already see that this is going to be a very intense academic year.
We're not going to bounce
Dive
around the
to,
subject
yeah.
anymore. I think it's pretty obvious what we do. We work.
I'm
And
very vocal about it in my own thing because there's things I love about it, things I don't love about it, but
yeah,
as long as there's
I
no names, we can't get in trouble.
I'm not. We're not breaking any legal things. I'm just trying to, privacy's sake. But I think it's pretty obvious that we work for the school districts.
Yeah. Different school districts, but
Very different school districts.
somewhat same jobs. We deal with different types of clientele.
Indeed. But anyway, how are you? How have you been since we last did the podcast?
So I started school during since the last episode, went into full swing of this academic school year for my own school and as teaching, and it's just been kind of hectic. I
Yeah.
am start instead of learning sorry, instead of learning program language C sharp C plus plus, we're kind of just nitpicking at it, which I'm not liking because I would love a academic session of just learning programming language where we just sit down and that's all we do. But we're my math class, discrete mathematics, is all about incorporating math into code.
Yeah.
And since I don't know programming language, it has just been an extra hurdle for me, it feels like. And this is just the first week of classes, and I'm already stressed about it. Plus side is I am learning to work in Unreal Engine as I am learning to build stuff in Unreal, which is fun. Like the assignment I have due tomorrow, I'm building a bunch of bowling lanes that are functional, so that's pretty cool. Outside of that, I've been doing the Gears of War E-Day beta, which, oh my god, this is probably my favorite movement in a Gears of War game. Originally, it would have been 5, but like in this one, you get full sprint with analog, so it's no longer holding A to roadie run. They got rid of roadie running in general, so you no longer do that hunched over like like run. It's your character's in a full-blown sprint, and you can now jump in any direction, or you could slide in any direction. So they added more tactical movement. And then they revamped Horde and renamed it Horde Siege, which now has
I suddenly like went out of focus, and so I was just bringing the camera's
oh
focus
okay,
back to
I
me.
saw you go like this, so I thought something was going on.
No, this was me going, camera focus on my hand and bring it back here.
Okay. I was like, did I do something wrong, man?
No,
No, Horde
I
Siege
would
has
verbally say
been
something.
fun because they have the classic endless horde waves where you just survive waves. They have the Horde Siege, which is 3 squads of 4 drop into a very big fucking map. And then you work separately to complete side objectives and the main objective with an exfil at the end. but they add like boss fights where all three squads need to like converge together and work as a team to
Mm-hmm.
take out right now in the beta they just have the armored Brumok, which is the giant T-Rex creature with the miniguns and the rockets, and then a giant Corpser,
Hmm.
which is the giant like underground spider crabs. And then I've gotten to see some of the new locusts, like they have this fucking petrifying gas barge like floating squid one. That's like creepy, reminds me of like something out of Doom. But I've been really loving the beta, and I want to say for the first time since like Gears 4, I have gotten that like strike of like I cannot wait for this game to come out. I am so pumped. Because when Gears
Yeah.
5 released, I was not as pumped. It looked great, but the shift away from the Phoenix family, I was hesitant on that, and I just didn't really like Kate as a character from 4. I just didn't really pay her attention. I was wanting more GAD just because I like I think his name is Drew McIntyre. No. It's something McIntyre is the actor's name that voices JD, but he's also the voice actor for Wolverine and Insomniac's Wolverine, and he played in Spartacus. I think you're Googling it right now. You have your Google face on.
Liam McIntyre.
Liam McIntyre. And I wanted to know more with JD, but prequel, sequel, you gotta love Dom and Marcus, and exploring the early days of their friendship after Carlos's death is gonna be very fun. And then the fact that we're getting more of the big maps for Horde, I'm really excited for.
I
I see me
realized
being lost in Gears for a while.
I realized that there was something new that I have been doing this last few days that I totally skipped on.
I know.
And that is I have been live streaming.
He has. I've been excited watching them. I have them downloaded. I was gonna edit them up. I don't know if you wanted to upload them to yourself, or I was gonna ask if I could upload them to the group.
Uh well, I'm not part of the group anymore, am I?
You are. You're still
I
honorary
left
member.
I left
You're
I left the
honorary
group.
member. Your
I
chair's
left the
still
group.
there. Your chair's still there.
You're just trying to get uh content out of me, but I'm not part of the group. I left the group when the group went toxic.
When did the group ever go toxic?
When I left. Sorry, I was fixing my chair.
Ah, it's all good. I love the little cranks now.
Well, so I went up and then I had to like adjust it down so that way it's a whole thing. Anyway, I've been live streaming me playing Iron Nest, which for those of you who don't know, basically I'm a walking artillery uh platform, and I'm working in 1920s Spain. As
It's
for where
been
the
very
content should be going,
interesting.
I have a YouTube channel that I was wanting to upload stuff to eventually, but I have not been downloading my own videos
Well,
because
I
I need
have
to.
the last 4 of them saved to my computer. It just does that because I am a moderator for your Twitch channel. So after you stream, it just comes to me.
Yes, I will say, uh, video engagement. I've had one unique chatter. I've had 14 live views.
Nice.
The max amount of viewers I've ever had is 5. I've had 9 unique visitors, which means that this is actually like some different people. Uh, 3 of the views are from searches and 2 are from followers.
Well, be prepared the next time you live stream. The new Nerdgasmic Goodfellas are probably going to jump in because your channel was shared the last live stream you did. But by the time I was able to get the link shared out, you were ending your live stream.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
Other thing I've just been doing a lot of lately is I've been having to for school plan out like games. So I've been on the kick of horror and fear for multiple reasons, which I'm gonna segue this into my topic for the week. Um FNAF made a couple of announcements 2 days ago, yesterday, somewhere in the time spectrum of like my sleep deprivedness. They made a
Yes.
couple of announcements. There is apparently, which took me by surprise, going to be a FNAF World 2. But
That doesn't surprise me.
Steel Wool Studios also announced a Security Breach 2 with a new updated look for Vanny, which all I care about is I want to know what happens to Gregory after everything that we saw from Ruins, where the little girl from Help Wanted 2 went through the Pizzaplex and then was dropped down the elevator. So I hope we get a continuation of their story, because as much as I like Secret of the Mimic, I just really wish we could have continued storylines that we are currently going through instead of starting new ones, which I'm starting to really hate in games like with Resident Evil, where there's just so many branching story arcs that they never touch upon, like Jake. Where's Wesker's son? But apart from Security Breach 2 and FNAF World 2, we have a real world location opening up for a Five Nights at Freddy's. And this isn't like an amusement attraction. It is going to be an actual pizzeria that is opening up in New Jersey. So I'm saying we all need to go on a road trip and then just sacrifice the youngest of our group, which would be Lav.
No idea who that is.
Sorry in advance, Lav.
Still don't know who that is.
It's because you refuse
Because
to be
I'm
a
not
part of the
group anymore, Tim.
You're an honorary member. When we look at the placard of people, there is a picture of me. And then right next to the picture of me is a golden crusted, heart-shaped frame with a picture of you.
Crusted?
Did I
Why
say
is it
crust?
crusted? Yeah.
We've been glazing you a little too hard in the group.
Gross.
Uh,
I just went through and told the last three streams to download so I can upload them, and I'm just gonna upload them raw.
nice. YouTube actually put out a new feature that I am excited to test when I upload the Dead Rising 3 video that we did a few weeks back. They
Mm-hmm.
have a new collaboration feature where I link in, like when I go to upload it, I can link in your YouTube channel and it will simultaneously upload to both of our channels.
I mean, I imagine with permission it'll do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, with permission. It sends a request to do it. And then like I was reading the features, there's like split revenue, stuff like that. So it looks like it's a way for when we do featured stuff to kind of benefit everybody that's in the thing. I don't know. It's a new feature. I'm curious and excited about it. But that's besides the point. We're getting very tangenty this episode.
Indeed.
Been exploring fears. Been watching a shit ton of horror movies. I just got done watching Imaginary and like exploring the ideas of like imaginary friends, the boogeyman, stuff like that, thinking of what makes a good horror like element, what makes something scary. And then it got me thinking about my own fears. And then I was very curious about you. What the fuck's going on Fallout? Okay, my dog's just sniffing my butt. Um, I don't know, man. Fallout's being very weird right now. You're a person that I don't see that exuminates a lot of fear. Like I watched you
I
play
was waiting.
Blair
I thought you were
Witch.
gonna continue that. That's why I haven't reacted.
I've
I'm a
watched you play Blair Witch. The only thing I've ever heard of that has got you scared was the first time you did FNAF in VR, and it wasn't like the game
I
actually
fucking
scared you.
I
You
leaned
just
I
leaned
leaned
out
out
of.
of the office just to see what would happen, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
So I'm curious on what fears you have, because you would be like my targeted audience. You would be someone that I would thrive to try to scare in a game world. And I don't want to do it through like the traditional means of like a cheap jump scare or like
I mean, I have been startled before. Like
I feel
jump
like there's
scares
a
do still
difference.
make me jump a little bit.
There to me, like when I play horror games and stuff, there is a difference between fear and being startled. Like I feel like most games startle people. Very few games instill fear. So for instance, like when I play FNAF, it isn't a fear in the game, it's the startlement that gets you to jump and everything, from the very loud like "Rah!" sound to the image just jumping at you. But then you get
Right,
games where it's like Evil Within is a game that it legitimately put fear into me with the claustrophobia, the um soundtrack to like Rebone Laura popping the first time when you're walking into a room and you're just kind of, I'm gonna go loot this room. There's a map piece and some ammo in here, and you go to walk up to the ammo, and then next thing you know, you have a bunch of legs just shooting out of a corpse and like literally spider climbing out of a body to chase you down. And no matter how many slugs or bullets you pump into this creature, it does not go down. And then there's just the fear of playing on like arachnophobia and agoraphobia and just other phobias that distills like actual discomfort and fear. So what do
right.
you fear? Like, for instance, it's very, very well known. I have arachnophobia, which is the fear of spiders. I fucking hate spiders.
Right.
Whoa.
So a lot of my fears are not fears that somebody can easily replicate. And I'm not going to get like super personal about like my deep fears.
Aw.
Things that will make me like jump though. I do not like spiders. So when spoiler for anybody who hasn't played Resident Evil Requiem yet, but at this point
Oh,
I think that we've had enough time pass that we can talk about it, and
yeah.
we have talked about it. I
We've
did
actually
not
had whole
like that
episodes
mission.
about it.
Yes, I did not like the fucking spider.
Me neither.
Um, so I do not like spiders. I do not like vagueness. So if it's a yeah, so when if you're just dropped and you're not actually told what to do or how to play, I hate that. Not so much fear. I think that was more of a hate, but sorry. Um, you're beautiful and I'm sorry. Let me just there you go.
Why are you sorry that why are you sorry that they're beautiful? You're
I
beautiful
was
and I'm
touching the
sorry.
camera. I was physically moving the camera.
You
You're
gotta
beautiful.
you
I'm
gotta
sorry I
just
have to move you.
slightly caress it.
Yes. Okay, back to fears. Actual fears, not just things I hate. Um, I deep ocean
So thalassophobia.
a little bit, yeah. And
I
like
have that written
there's
down as one of mine too.
okay, the bloop. Are you familiar with the bloop?
I know the
It
blip.
was yeah, so the bloop it was a recording it's an actual recording
Mhm.
of from the ocean, and it's just like this weird freaking noise that nobody can really explain, and it's been linked to da, 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 da. I'm pulling up an image of what people say is the cause.
So I find it funny because I have thalassophobia on my list of phobias, which is very evident. Like you can see it even when I play games that involve water. I don't like being out in water in games, and I don't like the ocean and stuff like that. But it's funny because I have a deep fascination with Cthulhu. And I really love like Cthulhu inspired media like House of Ash, uh Sunken City, The Call of Cthulhu. There was like this Kristen Stewart movie that I can't remember the name of that released like a few years ago. That was a really good Cthulhu movie. Cthulhu is just interesting. I have the book of Cthulhu over here somewhere. It's buried under all the other books. Ugh. But yeah, I have a deep, and I don't know what gave me the thalassophobia because I am a great swimmer. Like I swim in
Right.
rivers, creeks, pools. I don't have an issue with being underwater. I like being underwater. I like submerging myself. But there's something about like going on a cruise ship that gives me anxiety. There's something about needing to swim in levels in water that gives me anxiety. Like a lot of it gives me such bad anxiety.
Okay, I'm gonna use this one. It's an AI picture, but it gets the idea across. Okay,
Okay.
let me know
I'm
when you can
scared.
see it.
Oh, I see it.
So the question marks is the bloop for
A
size
giant
comparison.
well-like creature.
Yeah, and there's a few other creatures, and it's just the idea that there's something large enough that could just swallow you whole, and I don't
The
like that.
fact that a majority of the ocean is unexplored scares me.
Yeah,
That we don't know what's down there, and again, like the idea that there could be an eldritch horror like Cthulhu that could just be existing under the water.
yeah.
Not
So
that there is, but like
there's a few different like large sea creatures that people speculate are under the water. So you have the bloop, and then there's El Gran Maja, which is another like terrifying looking creature. Anyway, I'm
any
not
other
going to
things?
pull that one up.
Any other things that you'd
So
say are phobia? Because I thought, and like up until this Vegas trip, I thought I had acrophobia, which is the fear of intense heights, which would also like distill into like a fear of flying. But I was super comfortable being up in the plane, flying, looking out the window, looking down at the like world. And I
right,
was extremely fascinated. So I think my acrophobia was more of a fear of man-made like rides, theme park rides, which gives me that fear. Because I used to go cliff diving as a kid. And then I think my
cool.
fear of cliff diving now as an adult is all the times I've almost smacked my head on like rocks or concrete jumping off of
Right.
cliffs.
So I'm thinking of when it comes to like video games. Um, the only other time that I've actually had to like leave a game and I'm like, nope, 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 I can't freaking do that. Was Resident Evil Village in VR.
Oh, that's right. You did Village in VR. I forget.
I didn't get far. I did not get far before I was like, fuck that. Um, and
You got to the Bella Venito house, right?
no, no, I didn't even get out of the freaking forest. Now
Oh,
I have beaten Village perfectly fine, but playing it in VR, playing anything in VR really, if
it's so weird. I feared Resident Evil less being in VR. I had more fear playing Biohazard on regular Xbox than I did playing it on PlayStation VR.
I would say PSVR 2 has it's upped it a little bit because the headset's not as heavy on the head. Um, but I, there was just something about it that it was getting to a part of my brain that I don't normally get to, and it was just like this is terrifying.
So
Because
that
everywhere I looked, it's like I move my head and
you're
the whole world
immense,
is like, yeah, I was immersed.
immersed. Yeah. That leads me to like such a great question, which is how do you feel you would survive in those scenarios? Like I was thinking about it earlier when I was talking to Chris, and we were
Which
talking
scenario?
about so like for
Or are
instance,
you getting
like
to that?
being I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
Um Horror movies. Chris was laughing his ass off that my comfort thing is horror movies. Because like looking at me, you would not think I could traditionally survive something that's like Scream, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw. Which, not to say I'm like Barney Badass and I would be able to survive all of that, but I feel like I would thrive better in that environment in a situational piece. Like I wouldn't be the first one to die.
Right.
Where do you
So
feel like you'd fit in that with the fear aspect of like a horror genre?
I would
Like
I would like to think that my common sense would kick in,
I
and
don't know,
like
man.
anybody
Horror
anybody would be like, oh yeah, no, if I see this horror movie set up like happening, I would be like out of it. But I have been in a moment where it was like into the moment. I'm like, wait a second, this was literally the setup for like a horror movie, and I just walked right into this. Um, but also once the adrenaline starts running, your brain isn't quite functioning right.
no.
So
So let's paint a scenario, a horror
sure,
theme. Let's say we're doing a thriller game. You're playing in VR, or let's take the game aspect out of it, because in a video game you could be more brave because you're not actually going to die.
sure,
Let's say you're a security guard, classic normal horror scenario,
yeah.
and you're patrolling the halls, and then you turn a corner to just see a figure standing in the walkway. And then you can see the glimmer of something shiny in their hand, and then they start sprinting at you. Like, what are
Uh,
you gonna do in that situation? Like, does your fight or flight kick in? Are you feared, anxiety?
all right, so I'm going to repaint it back to you and make sure I'm understanding it.
Okay,
I am a security guard.
I am going to
Where?
switch off.
You muted yourself.
Do you hear
There you
me
go.
now?
I hear you now, yeah.
Okay, cool. I will be right back. I got to get up, but I'm still going to be here audibly.
Okay.
Okay, so paint it back to me.
So I'm a security guard. What am I guarding?
Let's say you are patrolling a school. You're just walking a school perimeter at night.
Okay.
University, college.
University or college. Okay. So that does change it a little bit. West Coast or East Coast?
Let's go East Coast because I feel like the East Coast statistically in like the themes of horror is where things more take place. So let's say University of New York at New
Okay.
York in a fictional New York.
Okay. I don't know the college too well, but I do know that for the West Coast, specifically California, all of our schools typically are outside. On the East Coast, their schools tend to be like more of like interior buildings. So, um, I'm interior building. I walk around. I'm walking around. I'm assuming it's kind of dark. The lights are low, and I turn the corner and I see a figure, shadowy figure, holding something shiny, and it starts sprinting at me.
Yep.
And all I have is the flashlight.
Yep.
I'm going to
Actually,
run.
I'll give you a baton.
I'm going to run. But this is me being able to actually like think about it. So I'm just imagining if I see that and I see something sprinting at me, my immediate reaction would probably be to just get the frick out of there. So I would be sprinting, trying to find the quickest exit or the quickest room that I can like get into quickly and lock the door and probably go out a window. Like I would do everything in my power to get away from that figure.
So
My my job is not more important than my life.
let's turn it up a bit and instill more fear elements. Let's say you are locked inside the building now. Like you are not going to be able to get out. You've successfully ran away from the figure, the person, but as you get towards the exit, you realize that there is more people there and you are trapped inside and they have effectively locked you in the building with the person.
Even though I just said I would go out our window.
Like every window and exit you look, there is just people dressed in the same way the figure was. So you could just see a bunch of people out every window surrounding the building you're in.
Okay. I would continue to
Think
find
of it
ways
like
to...
very culty.
Okay. I would continue to run, and I would probably go upstairs.
All right, what would you do once you get upstairs?
Either I go to the roof and jump off the roof to the next building, or take the fire escape down, or I go out a window.
You're just going for that window.
Hey, listen, if I can get out the window, my chances of survival are going to go up, even if there's culty people around.
Fair.
Like, there's no guarantees, depending on how I land, there's no guarantees that I'm going to break my legs. And depending on what's around me, I could also just land on that. So if I see one of these culty people, I could also just aim for them and like land on them. And I'm a big guy, so I'm gonna do some damage when I land.
I honestly, yeah, I can see that.
And then I would just run. I would get the frick out of there. I'm not screwing with that.
And see, I feel like in the same scenario, my fight would take over after a certain point. Like knowing if there's just one person in the building and a bunch out, the odds of fighting the one person, even if they have a weapon, I still have a flashlight. And like a security guard's flashlight is a fucking heavy duty flashlight. You know what I mean?
I do.
So I feel like, again, in my own personal view, fight the killer. But then again, I'd probably be the one that would die.
I would probably say something along the lines of, I've seen enough horror movies to know I need to just get the frick out of here.
Oh, this ain't gonna end well.
No. I'm not the virgin. I'm not. I'm gonna get frickin' killed.
That's when you strip off your entire security guard uniform and then you run at them buck naked. Because nobody wants to wrestle a naked man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Intent to kill or not, some guy starts running at you naked. Your first instinct is to run away.
If I'm choosing to fight, I'm running to the chemistry lab.
Ooh, good choice. I would hope there was some type of like combat sport at the school being taught, like a kendo club or something,
Mm-hmm.
Fencing, cooking class, because then you got the kitchen knives.
Those would be more of like a community school. They wouldn't really be. Like the University of New York wouldn't necessarily have that.
Well, yeah, because the culinary school would be vastly different.
Yeah.
I mean, a school would still have a cafeteria of sorts, so the odds of finding a knife within the cafeteria are still a good chance.
Depends on which building you're in, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. What about a paranormal situation? How do you think you'd How do you think you would fare against that? Because you do really well in Phasmophobia. I have more of a fear of the paranormal than I feel like you do.
I have the house that you lived in with me, my parents' house, we had a ghost. I don't know if you knew that.
I remember because we brought out all the testing equipment and we were like little idiots.
Yeah. So I have had ghost experiences in that house. I've had ghost experiences in this apartment. Uh,
Remember
but
my first apartment? That shit was haunted.
you are haunted, sir, not your
I am.
apartment. Um, sorry, brain locked out. That being said, though, it depends on what kind of spirit it is. Like, if it's just like a poltergeist, I'd probably get like pissed off. Be like, I just put that away. Why? Why did I do this?
Your shoes go flying across the room.
Bitch.
But what if it was a friendly poltergeist? Like, what? Let's say you kick your shoes off and then it just chucks them over to the shoe rack. Yeah,
I would
sure,
think it.
your shoes don't land perfectly in the shoe rack and you got to kind of clean it up, but they're over in the area.
Yeah,
You
I
just
would
get
think.
done finish eating your food and the ghost just chucks your plate into the kitchen. Couldn't buy glass plates anymore. It's like it really wants to help you out, but it rolls a nat 1 for everything it does.
Okay. Joking aside, Mister, not in the room anymore.
I'll be back in a second.
Uh, it depends on what it is. Like, if it is an evil entity, it would honestly probably startle me a little bit. And I would do everything in my power to get out. I'm not in the realm of being able to fight back against the paranormal, and would probably just try to get away.
Are you not David Constantine?
Uh-uh,
The distant relative of John Constantine?
I am not.
Oh my god.
Um,
And
I've also been to the Winchester Mystery Mansion or Mystery House, however you want
that's brave.
to. We did a flashlight tour of it. Um, Near the end, we did have like a weird like feeling.
Wasn't that around the time your Mass Effect helmet just started turning on its own at home?
Oh yeah, I did have that happen. For those of you who don't know,
I miss that
I
helmet.
had this Mass Effect helmet uh, set up in a place where it couldn't be touched. Like, it was super dusty because I just hadn't been touching it and cleaning it. And my wife goes into the room and she says, "David, did you leave your helmet on?" And I'm like, "I haven't touched that thing in months. What are you talking about?" She goes, "It's on." So I look in the room and yeah, it's on. It's on red. And so I carefully pick it up and I see that uh nothing has been disturbed. Like, it is super dusty. So if somebody had touched it, like, it would be really obvious that somebody had touched it. And when I had barely touched the switch, dust had came off. So it's like
Obviously,
Katy couldn't
nothing
have
with
done that.
a fingerprint touched it.
Yeah. It was very, very surreal.
What is the horror situation you don't think you would be able to survive? And like your absolute no rope. Think of any horror game and then just like what would be an instantaneous no for you?
Being stuck on a ghost ship. I think there's actually a movie called Ghost Ship.
There
Whatever
is
movie it is that everybody was on a dance floor and a wire just went through and killed everybody.
Ghost Ship
There's also it wasn't Ghost
or
Ship, it was a different
Manamadon.
movie. Where the ship was going through like this channel and the people were after this hard drive. I don't know if it's an AI thing or not, but like, it actually looks like it's a real movie. And they set up these microfiber wires across the entire water with these giant towers. And as the ship goes through, it's just the momentum of the ship is causing everything to go through and just like get cut into pieces.
I watched a horror movie that had somebody do something similar to that, but with bikers, and they set it up through like street signs that were on both sides of the road, and they set up like a cable that went across and just decapitated everyone.
Netflix's Three body problem.
Huh?
The scene that I'm thinking of is from
Oh, a movie called Three Body Problem.
apparently
Intriguing.
in the episode's climax, strategic intelligence. This is from the the Bing AI. Intelligence agency and Royal Navy engineers set up a nanofiber fence in the Panama Canal. These wires are thinner than human hair but stronger than steel, invisible to the naked eye, and capable of slicing through anything they touch. As the Judgment Day is the name of the ship passes through, the ship is sliced apart into strips of metal, blood, and bone, killing all 1,000 people on board, including many children. Ooh, I didn't know that.
Well, that went dark. So, thinking in the terms of a game to bring it all back to the consensus point, what makes a good horror game then? Like thinking through everything, like things that I know you've played from Resident Evil, Blair Witch to more popularly known stuff like FNAF, Alien Isolation. What makes a good horror game? For me, I think claustrophobia is a good sell point.
So, claustrophobia really works if it's VR. Like in VR, you can get a lot more of like these other things. Because when it comes to these other games, people will have the TV, and if you're truly scared about what's on the TV, you can look away and like end that immersion right then and there. But if you're stuck in a VR helmet, you look away, you're still in the game.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like, yes, that is a very true statement, and I agree with you. I like to expand upon that with Alien Isolation, I think is a very good case of still being able to look at the TV and feel fear through the claustrophobia of the Nostromos and whatever ship the daughter was on that takes place throughout all of Isolation. Because
Right.
I don't think it was the Nostromos. I know the DLC you could get onto the main ship,
No,
but
it was a station. And then of course, Alien Isolation 2, you're on a planet. I'm gonna hit a quick timeout real quick.
yeah. Let me pause the
So,
timer.
editor Tim.
That is genuinely petrifying to see that happen in like real time. Like you're just standing there, and next thing you know, somebody's like they
It's
get
like
one.
the Resident Evil scene where just standing there and then just like the cubes start
Oh
falling
yeah,
apart.
from the original movie with the laser room.
Yeah.
I feel like the claustrophobia.
Are you bringing?
Claustrophobia is
Are we back in?
yeah, we're back in. I restarted the timer now. We'll take it 2 seconds over. Claustrophobia, I feel like, is a good example of horror because there's multiple types of claustrophobia. Like, I don't know if you ever played Dead Space or made it
Played a
far in
little bit
Dead
of it. Yeah.
Space, but like the ship, the USG Ishimura, or even like the second game is in my opinion, more claustrophobic with the tightest space station, but just tight corridors and hallways, and you're stuck in there with something like the xenomorph or just whatever is very heart palpitating. It's not like the fear of war you can't keep going, but it's what spikes that anxiety and adrenaline.
Right. For the record, that show has multiple ships apparently that go through the canal and get sliced into pieces like that.
Huh. They're like, we really like this bit. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the alien ships are going through. Dude, it's terrifying. We took a quick cut so that way I could actually show the video to Ryunn, but we're not going to show the video on here because I don't want that copyright. Um,
I would say aliens. Aliens are another kind of big fear for games. I
depends on the
think,
alien.
well, xenomorph, necromorph, add the word morph into it, and it's pretty terrifying.
That's fair. But
um,
that's not what your question was. You were
no,
asking what the fears were.
yeah.
But why? Why are you asking exactly? What are you hoping to get out of that?
A deeper understanding of what people fear. Because I want to make a horror game one day. Like that is the ultimate goal.
I will reveal one of my fears, and it's a stupid fear, and it's not like anything that can be like specifically given. But anytime I'm in like a hotel room or anytime I'm getting on an elevator, uh I will always put my hands on my pocket and hold everything that I have that's loose that could potentially fall onto me because I'm terrified of anything slipping through the little gap in the elevator.
That is an intriguing phobia.
And it's mostly because if something falls in there, I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to see whatever that is again. And it's a very weird, just like internal, like, I don't want to lose it.
All right. So to rein it back into the world of games and creating an environment for fear, what is, since you're not outrightly fearing anything, what is situations that you would feel uncomfortable that give you that anxiety, heart palpitating, kind of like sweat in the hands, taking the level slow and just very methodically?
Permadeath.
Permadeath. All right, that is an intriguing.
So let's say this just popped in my head. Let's say you start and you're trying to survive this serial killer's like labyrinth. And you've actually been doing pretty good. You've been avoiding traps and doing pretty good, and then you die. The way of respawning, you are now somebody else who's been captured, somebody new. But now every way that you have survived one of these traps is the serial killer has fixed the hole, basically.
All right, I like that. I like that as a concept, and then you can find your original character's like dead body somewhere in the labyrinth.
Yeah,
as like a little place mark of where you made it to progress further. That'd be a really good gameplay element for something like Saw.
Yeah, and then so this is kind of spoilerish for Dungeon Crawler Carl fans, depending on how far you are. But in the first few moments of the book, they have the collapse where everything, all the buildings, everything gets squished down, and Carl's neighbor's head. She was leaning out of the building when it happened, so her head actually ended up falling away. But the body parts were later used of the people as monsters. So what if after you lose your character, the serial killer is now using your character's body? Let's say it's the game has a character customization. Like I know you love to spend a crap ton of time unnecessarily like customizing a character and like giving it a name, and then that character gets killed, and
It's
now
like
that
the worst
dead
feeling
character
ever.
and that dead character is now being
Reanimated.
used to. Well, it doesn't have to be reanimated, but like parts of that character are now being utilized as traps
Trap
to
piece.
you.
That would be a very interesting like spin to Outlast Trials or even Saw, with like a little splash of the movie Collector into it, where it's like you're stuck in the facility, you're surviving traps, the killer, like, because that would be a huge taunt. Like you're walking through this thing and picturing yourself in real life, like you're walking through, and then you just see like a strung up corpse of somebody else, or just anything. Like you see a big device and somebody's head sticking out of it, and then all you hear is like this recording of like, help, please help me. And then like as you get there, it's like you realize it's just a head, and there's like a tape recording of like the killer calling you into a trap.
using your own voice. So you know how some
Oh
games
my
will
god,
use
yeah,
your
I know.
voice?
There's like this new horror game that uses a voice modifier.
Well, like using like I think it's an artificial intelligence or something, but
Yeah.
it'll actually like use bits of your audio. Because there is games that when you play, it'll record your voice and start like throwing it back at you.
Yeah, there's I can't remember the name of it, but there's this new one on I've been seeing all over TikTok where the evil sprites or entities or whatever, it duplicates what you look like and it will lure your friends in with your voice. Like it listens to your chat and it recognizes which character's voice is tied to which character. So if you guys separate, it will send in like a doppelganger to go meet up with your friends and then like try to kill them while
Right.
duplicating your voice.
Uh, um, because you stepped away, I'm looking at itch.io. Um, so this is voice control support tagged horror. Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't.
there was a
Does
game
not
that was coming out. I think it's already been released, and the concept for it was really interesting because you played a blind person. And it was a horror game where you had to use echolocation to move around the map. So you were blind
there
and you couldn't see, but you would like hear sounds, and then the game would like show vibrations that originate
stifled.
from stifled. Is that what it was called?
It's literally number one. It says this sound-based stealth horror game requires players to navigate darkness using echolocation. Your real-life sounds affect the game as lurking creatures can hear you. Whispering or remaining silent is crucial for survival, making your voice an essential gameplay element.
I feel like this one took place in like a mansion or an old home.
PC, PS4, released in 2017.
Maybe it's that.
Taking on the role of David Ridley, a man whose fractured mind is warping reality around him. Players must use sound to illuminate their surroundings, but every noise comes at a cost. The game's VR capability further immerses players in the terrifying world, making silence a matter of life or death.
Was there one called like Sakare or something?
Maybe?
Maiden of Sakir or something?
Oh yeah, there's that one too. I do remember that one. And then there
Is
is
that another echo location based one?
it's not echolocation because you can see.
Oh.
But the monsters are supposed to be able to be finding your voice, yes.
I
Content
like
warning?
that. Yeah, content warning does that. Repo, the game that I've been playing with.
Lethal Company.
Repo does it where some of the monsters respond to your chat while you guys are talking in game to each other. They'll come after like a voice.
There is how long have you been recording right now?
We just reached an hour, like the alarm's going off right now, so we could kind of start wrapping it up.
There is a free multiplayer microphone horror game that you can play on in browser called Whisper.
Intriguing. What's the synopsis of it? What's the plot?
Uh, d- 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 Intelligent entity, multiplayer co-op, procedural maps. It hears you. Um, it doesn't say.
So to kind of throw final thoughts onto everything and just kind of for my own purposeful needs in this. Fear, phobia is fear. Again, we both share thalassophobia, which is the fear of like the ocean or big bodies of water. I would say we both have arachnophobia. I think I definitely have it probably more than you do, but like the whole Resident Evil bit with the black tiger spider was just very uncomfortable for us both.
Is it body dysmorphia?
Body dysmorphia is like, if you're looking at it internally, like I have a sense of body dysmorphia about seeing myself still as like 400 pounds, even though I'm like 170 now.
I'm thinking of something else then.
Are
it's
you
like
thinking
when you're
grotesque body horror, where it's like everything's mutilated and like twisted out of shape and disproportionate?
Yeah. Or like you're looking at somebody and just like they start like ripping the skin off their face?
No, that's just body horror in general.
That's what I was thinking of.
I'd say that doesn't get me as much. Like, I'm okay with body horror, but the second something goes to eyeballs, dude, I don't know what it is about eyeballs, but that shit makes me like almost vomit. I've had cases where I've seen stuff with eyeballs where I'm just like, ugh. Or I fear like there was this movie, and it to this day I still have a fear of looking through people's because of the movie One Missed Call. Like, there's a scene where it's like they just defeated the evil spirit and everything, and they're like relaxing in the room and all that, and there's like a little kid voice and a knock on the door, and the detective that helped the main character like fight off the evil spirit's like, oh, I'll see who it is, and he sticks his eye to the peephole, and the next thing you know, the ghost shoves like an ice pick through it.
Yeah, no.
I have a fear of, like, even in games, like when it comes to Silent Hill, Silent Hill The Room has a really good example of this, where you have to look through the keyhole, and in one part you could see into the neighboring apartment by looking through the hole in the wall, and every time you look through the hole in the wall, I'm like standing in the other room, like putting my finger to my eye, like you guys could see me doing the hand gestures right now. But every time you look through the hole in the wall, something in the scene changes. And it's not like you look through the hole, come back later. It's you look, exit, look, and the scene changes per look. To the Silent Hill mascot, Robbie the Rabbit, like sitting with its back to you, and the next thing you know, it's covered in blood, just staring back through the keyhole. Shit like that gets me. Claustrophobia, and having like, you could have a wide open space, but the feeling of like, for instance, Fear 3 had a supermarket level, which wasn't terrifying at all because Fear 3 was the least scariest fear in the series, but not being able to see around corners. Like they do this in The Last of Us and Dead Space, where you're like walking through a big open area, but like due to shelving or items being placed in certain areas, you can't see what's around like a tight corner. Is very fear-inducing. Because it's not a fear of being jump scared. Like, you know it's coming, and like the music, the soft, subtle, like ba-dum, ba-dum. You know what I mean? The build-up.
Yeah.
I feel like the build-up is sometimes more scarier than the payoff.
That's fair.
Anything you'd like to add towards horror or phobias, or like a fear in video games? Something that you could like agree is good, or no?
No, nothing at the moment, no.
All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off camera and then just end the stream when I get back into the room. So thank you guys so much for listening. Sorry I'm not here visually to conclude this episode. My attention is being forcefully drawn to elsewhere. But thank you guys so much for watching and or listening on any of your podcast streaming devices or streaming services, or if you're here on the YouTube channel catching the vidcast version, we do greatly appreciate it. I recommend whatever you're listening to this on, check out the description to it. There's always going to be URL links that take you to our respected personal channels. It takes you to the group channel, Nerdgasmic Goodfellas, where you can catch the other podcast, the Nerdgasmic Podcast, and our Let's Plays of a lot of the new members of our group. We're doing a lot of stuff over there, trying to build it up from the ashes, so we appreciate everybody that could go over there and drop some support. Big thank you to Razgriz the Boss Foss. I will have his Twitch channel linked in the description. I highly recommend you guys check out the game he's been streaming. It's called Iron Nest, correct?
Correct.
It has been very interesting. It's very reminiscent of like Iron Lung with all the mechanical working and like the subplotting to it, to like the missions. So you guys should go check that out. We'll catch you guys next week when we have another topic. Leave in the comments below what you guys have phobias of, or what you feel like makes a good fear-induced scenario. We'll see you next week. Toodaloo, everybody.
Bye, everybody.